Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
According to one scientific study carried out at Emory University in the US, brain function can be boosted for days after reading a novel. Now we explore ways of getting people engaged in reading with examples from 3 different communities around the world. Mobile phones have transformed communication, but can they also revolutionize access to libraries by making books accessible to underprivileged communities? Let's go to South Africa to find out.
Many South Africans live in poor, crowded townships or rural areas. High unemployment and a legacy of inequality mean that most young people attend under-resourced schools. Often students perform poorly and not many schools have a library. The country faces a major challenge to boost literacy rates in the over-15s, with few describing themselves as active readers. The Funza Literacy Trust has created an innovative way to change that.
One of the major reasons why there isn't a reading culture in South Africa is because books are incredibly expensive and outside the realm of the vast majority of people. What we really are trying to do is to increase that access, but also it's not just to any book. The fact is that we need locally generated content which is going to excite young people and make them see that their lives are relevant, that their stories are relevant, and that they can see those reflected in the books and the stories that they read.
From back in the good old days, when all was well. Back when Seppo often smiled, that golden smile.
Funza uses the power of mobile technology to connect and interact with readers. Over 50,000 young South Africans access the site each month through smartphones, computers and the Mixit app. Readers can also discuss books or leave comments at the end of chapters.
She half hears some news.
My friends and I, we read together all the time, on our cell phones, on the computer. We're always together when we're reading. Every Fridays we sit together and read a book together.
The big part of our philosophy is also making sure that readers can share our content with their friends. So both on the responsive site and on the Mixit app, we've got sharing mechanisms, and we really are trying to encourage our readers to grow those communities further.
Funza staff know that reading can enhance critical thinking skills, encourage personal development and influence life choices.
This is our Moby site. Every week we've got a new short story.
I wrote a story. Very nice.
Funza is also building a community of authors who provide content in a range of South African languages. They nurture young writers through a mentoring program, and authors are given the opportunity to strengthen their storytelling skills.
You find that when you see the progress that they've made, when you read how their writing has improved and you know that you're a part of that growth, it's the most amazing thing.
Sometimes you forget that you have a talent or you have something, but then Funza just brings out the best in me, and it kind of like shows me that I have a purpose in life.
Through mobile technology, thousands of young people across South Africa have become active readers. While many young people still have limited access to books, the Funza Literary Trust is bringing the library to them.
In this digital era, many teachers are asking whether printed textbooks are still engaging students in the classroom. But are e-books really replacing them? We find out in Belgium.
Anne Bellion teaches English and Dutch in a francophone school in Brussels. She and her colleagues have access to new technologies, including digital books. These allow her to adapt lessons to the needs of her students, when to work in groups or individually, for example.
And you try to memorize the information.
There's more cooperation in the class with digital textbooks because one student has to read the instructions, a second has to operate the book, a third could check the dictionary, and a fourth takes notes. Then they send the results of their work via the iPad to my email address. So all this forces them to work together.
Each student gets an iPad, giving them access to the material. Everyone can listen to the content and then answer the questions in the exercises.
The first advantage is that you don't need to take as many books with you, so your bag is lighter. This is a more collective effort. You can go on the internet, so you've more choice. It's easier, and in the end you get better results.
The documents are projected onto a digital board and corrections are done collectively and interactively, enhancing reading and spelling. And being absent doesn't mean missing out.
I think it's true. It's very different.
A student who's absent can have all the documents we have in class directly at his or her home.
Teachers can also share videos, which can be an easier way of dealing with current affairs. But do the textbooks, digital or paper, meet the expectations of students?
I prefer courses where one textbook is used for references and exercises together, but not a course that's all done in one chapter.
I prefer the digital textbook with a teacher giving the explanations as well, because you cannot always find all you need inside the books. You still need the teacher there to fill out the course material.
Many textbooks have evolved into a toolbox that the teacher can use as he or she wants. That's the case, for example, in the Crack in Math series, to which François-Marie Gérard contributed.
Crack in Math is a mathematical collection for primary education, and its unique point is to present a set of situations that are relatively open. Problems of daily life that children are certain to face in their lives.
De Buc is one of the major publishing houses in Belgium. It works with teachers to write textbooks, which are then approved by the relevant committee. Books are updated every 4 years on average. Up to now, the development of digital books hasn't had a major impact on the amount of paper books being published.
There are still many issues to resolve with the digital system in schools. A lot of them still don't have a wireless network, and the teachers also need training. And publishers have to invest money in a digital product for which the demand is still quite low.
But the sector is likely to grow significantly in the coming years. Meanwhile, paper books remain a safe bet with a good few years in front of them.
Some research suggests that by reading regularly, elderly people can reduce their chances of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. In Portugal, we explore a project that is trying to reignite this love of reading through intergenerational exchange.
Young and not so young come together for the love of literature. This high school in the town of Caldas da Rainha has taken a lead role in an initiative called Reading to Hear the Human Voice. Under teachers' guidance, the students dedicate part of their free time to reading and dramatising texts they will later share with senior citizens at a nursing home in their area.
I learnt how to enjoy older literature genres, which was something I didn't enjoy before. For example, I like to read Portuguese literature much more. Before I tried to read it and didn't understand anything, and therefore I didn't like it.
At the retirement home, the students are always welcomed and their readings well received.
It's good to be together and listen. Proverbs, anecdotes, riddles, those kind of things. They like it. And when they sing, we join them. I never start singing, but I join in.
The project's coordinator for the National Reading Plan highlights the importance of being together, of sharing experiences and stories.
We thought these kids could be, in a way, important actors in this intervention. And that's what we're doing with this project. We encourage young people to read more, but fundamentally to read better. It helps them grow as citizens. Also because they interact with their community.
This is the second year that the Rafael Bordalo Pinheiro School has run the project. Teachers say it's raised awareness among young people of the importance of reaching out to others.
How important is it to encourage reading for pleasure? One of our Facebook fans, David Pourkerimi, says that reading for pleasure is the best way to learn new things that are not covered in schools or universities. What do you think? We look forward to hearing from you.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.